Hello, friend.
3, 2, 1!
Let's go.
Number 1. Blades of the Guardians. This film follows Dao Ma, labeled the second most wanted man alive. Handed a job that sounds easy. Get someone from one place to another. Keep them safe. Simple, right? Not even close. Friends turn into enemies. Hidden dangers show up around every corner. The people smiling at his face are the same ones plotting against him in the dark. And the sword fights? They're something else. Every move feels like it was planned 1,000 times. Every strike, every block, and every final blow feels like watching a dance, not just a battle. This is martial arts treated like true art. But underneath all that beauty lies something real. A story about choosing to do right even when it breaks you. About duty, about honor, about being the kind of person who keeps their word even when the whole world is against them. This one stays with you long after the screen goes dark. Number 2. The Butcher's Blade. Liu Fengchao plays Zhu Buyi, a low-level cop who spent 10 hard years being pushed around. His only crime? Being honest in a system that hates honest people. He did his job right. He played fair, and the system punished him for it every single day. Then he gets blamed for a theft he never did. Tossed out like trash by the same people he gave everything to. Just like that, gone. His old teacher pulls him back from the edge. But the world he gets pulled into is dark and messy. Doing the right thing and following the rules almost never match up here. The fight scenes are stunning, fast, sharp, and hard to look away from. But the real punch comes from the story itself. What does it cost to stay good when everything around you is rotten? Xiu already paid that price for 10 years. Now he's paying it again. Every single fight feels earned. Every betrayal hits like a hammer. Because by now, you know this man. You feel every scar. Number 3. The Wrecking Crew. Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa playing brothers. Just let that image sit in your head for a second. Their father, a private investigator named Walter Hale, turns up dead in Hawaii. The official story is a simple hit-and-run accident, but his sons Johnny and James aren't buying it for even 1 second. They start pulling threads, and what they find hiding underneath is far more dangerous than either of them was ready for. Hidden files, hired killers, family secrets buried deep for a very good reason. And on top of all that, these brothers haven't spoken in years. Old wounds are still wide open, but right now they need each other to survive. The chemistry between Bautista and Momoa is something truly special. Every scene crackles with that real messy tension only brothers can have, completely locked in from start to finish. War Machine. Alan Ritchson, Dennis Quaid, and Stephen James lead a lead Army Ranger recruits into their final training exercise. Confidence is high. These are the best, and they know it. Then everything falls apart. They come face to face with a massive, otherworldly killing machine that no training ever covered. Cut off from all support, they have to turn textbook drills into pure survival fast. The unit falls apart from the inside. Split-second decisions become the only thing between living and dying. The action never lets up. Military precision slams into inhuman brutality. Every firefight pushes these soldiers past their breaking point. Bullets fly. As the body count climbs, the mission stops being about passing a test. It becomes something far more primal. Endure, adapt, and overcome, or don't make it out at all. Number 5. Hunting Jessica Brock. She's a retired Special Forces soldier. She survived real war and things most people can't even imagine. But nothing, not one single day of her military career, prepared her for being torn away from her own daughter. Now she's completely alone deep in the African wilderness, being hunted by professional killers who are very good at what they do. No backup coming, no one to call. Just her training, her instincts, and a mother's love that flat out refuses to quit. What makes this film stand above typical survival movies is how completely real she feels. She's not a superhero. She gets hurt. She makes mistakes. But she keeps pushing forward because stopping simply isn't something she's willing to do. Every mile through brutal terrain carries real emotional weight. 6. Protector. Mila Jovovich plays Nikki, a former war hero who built something worth protecting. A quiet life, a safe home. Her daughter Chloe. Peace felt real for once. Then Chloe gets taken. Everything Nikki tried to leave behind comes roaring back. She tears through corrupt cops and military units supposed to be the good guys. She wakes up dangerous allies who don't play by any rules. Close quarters fights leave rooms completely wrecked. Chases rip through city streets. Brutal shootouts erupt without mercy. She dismantles anyone standing between her and her little girl, but underneath all the action is something deeper. Nikki carries secrets she hoped would stay buried forever. This mission doesn't just push her body, it forces her to face everything she ran from. Every choice costs her something. Number 7. The Rip.
I'm breaking loose! I got the roof!
Picture this. A Miami police crew finds a huge pile of cash hidden inside an old broken down house. We're talking life-changing money, the kind that makes good people start thinking very bad thoughts. At first it feels like a gift, but then word gets out. Criminals start showing up, and inside the squad, cracks start forming fast. Now they're not just dealing with outside danger, they're watching their own partners and wondering who's about to turn on whom. Director Carnahan, the guy behind Smoke and Aces and The Gray, turns every single conversation into something that feels dangerous. You never know who to trust. The action doesn't just explode randomly either. It builds up slowly and then hits you like a truck when you least expect it. Number 8. Shelter. Statham plays a man who walked away from a life of killing. He lives alone on a quiet island, far from the world. No drama, no violence, just peace. Then a storm rolls in, and he pulls a little girl from the wreckage. She's barely breathing. He saves her life. Big mistake. Or rather, saving her was right, but it made him a target. Within hours, armed men show up. They want the girl back, and they'll kill anyone in the way. What makes Shelter so powerful isn't just the action. And trust me, the action is intense. It's the heart underneath it all. Protecting this child makes him face everything he tried to forget. It's raw, emotional, and will absolutely get you in the 9. The Bluff. It's the 1800s Caribbean, and danger is hiding just beyond the horizon. Priyanka Chopra Jonas plays a woman who ran from a dark past and finally found something worth keeping. A quiet life, a safe home, and people she loves. She thought the worst was behind her. She was wrong. Pirates storm her island, and everything she worked so hard to protect is suddenly on fire. Now she has to fight, not just for her home, but for her family and her future. Director Frankie Flowers builds this like a classic pirate movie, but it hits different because the feelings are real. Carl Urban joins his old secrets crawl back up, and people aren't who they claim to be. Sword fights, storm chases, and heart-pounding raids will have you gripping your seat. But underneath all that action is one question: how far would you go to protect the people you love? And what if going that far turns you back into the very person you ran? Number 10. Back to the Past. Ken is an inventor who got framed for a lab accident he never caused. He lost years rotting in prison for something he didn't do. Now he's out, and he is not moving on. He builds a tough crew, his daughter, his brother-in-law, and hard operatives ready for whatever comes. Their plan is to steal a time machine and jump back to ancient China, right before a young king named Ying Qing becomes the feared emperor Qin Shi Huang. Stop him early, change everything. But another time traveler named Hong Sulung shows up backing the king, and they brought future weapons into the ancient world. Now dusty battlefields get torn apart by automatic guns cutting through soldiers carrying nothing but spears. Future firepower versus ancient armies, and it is not even close. Total chaos, completely one-sided, and absolutely wild to watch. Ken's crew fights back hard while palace corridors and open battlefields become war zones nobody in history ever imagined.